Hi, welcome to our first podcast of Landscape Lenscast Retreat. We're here with these four beautiful people, and that's including myself. And we're just going to go over a few things about what we do as photographers, introduce ourselves, and talk about our work, and mainly just chew the fat of what's going on in photography world in general. On the left of me just now, you'll see I've got here Steve Stain. You all recognise Steve from most of his work he does on YouTube. Does a lot of woodland photography and other types of photography as well in the landscape. And of course, we've got Louise Welcome, another great landscape photographer who does great tutorial courses as well, I believe. And on the left bottom, we've got Darren Moorhouse. Well, Darren, of course, is well known for getting in the van and traveling around the UK and doing a bit of landscape photography and some belting images. And on to the right, on the bottom of the side there, we've got Dougie Milne, who Dougie is, of course, is my side of the UK up in Scotland in the West Lothian. And of course, Dougie is also he's also a writer, and he has his own books on taking you around Scotland, places to look at, etc. as well as doing his photography, which is really nice as well. So first and foremost, I'm going to start off with Steve Stain. Steve, just going to talk about yourself. I'm sure a lot of people know about yourself from your channel, etc. But just giving an introduction to the person who's never actually seen you before or heard of you.
Yeah, I'm Steve. I'm a passionate landscape photographer, passionate photographer, and I also love traveling in the van, and that's where it all comes from. I absolutely love just getting out there with a camera. It's just, you can't beat it. I've been out this morning. I'm going out tomorrow morning.
Nice.
Especially now the weather's changed. Now that weather's changed, we just make the most of it. So yeah, it's just the passion for photography, really. That's
Good.
it.
Good.
Yeah.
Louise, yourself. This is Louise Welcome. Just tell us more about yourself, Louise. I think a lot of people see your videos as well, but just to the person who's never actually come across and seen your stuff, can you tell more about what you do and the type of photography?
Absolutely. So I'm based in the south of England. You couldn't get more further south because I'm on the coast in Worthing. Just like Steve, I like getting in my van and going places. I have a full-time job, so I have to kind of fit stuff around that as well, which is a bit of a pain because it takes me away from what I love. But last year, I discovered a lot more of my local areas, and I'm kind of learning lessons from that, things about light and how that works, and discovered a love of a very long lens, which is transforming stuff for me at the moment. So I can't say I've got one type of thing, but a long lens and the local landscape is my discoveries for the past year.
Nice. And Dan, yeah, another man in the van.
Yes, another man in the van. And that's how me and Steve met, really. Met men in the vans. I'm based up in Yorkshire. Love landscapes. Landscapes is my favourite sort of genre. But I've got into wildlife as well last year. But yeah, it's just, like Steve mentioned, it's getting out in the van, enjoying the great outdoors and waiting to see what nature has to offer and gives you. It's just, you never know what's going to happen.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's a beauty of nature, isn't it? So we can all agree to that, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Dougie Milne, tell more about yourself and also, of course, your capers across Scotland with your photography.
Yes, well, I'm not a man in the van, I'm a man in the car.
Same here.
I don't own a van. But fortunately, our landscapes are nice and close. You don't have to go far from here to get lovely landscapes.
Yeah.
That's basically what I enjoy. I'm discovering over the last couple of years the wonders of taking panoramas.
Nice.
That's my real joy right now. I love them. But with the books, they're strictly 3x2.
Right. Yeah.
They
of course.
have to be because I got to fit into that format.
Your books are good. I've been seeing a couple of them there. I think a couple of my friends have got your books as well.
Cool.
Yeah. Great. So that's the team. So guys, we're just the first time we've actually been on YouTube together as five, and this is all new to us. We're all pretty much new, kind of formed together, and as the weeks go on, we'll gel more. Probably come a bit more real, or I will anyway. We are real, of course. We are not.
You look so fake just now, Paul.
Yeah, exactly. We are holograms. We're not actually here.
Yeah,
So great. No, of course, just one of the things that in the podcast community, we always kind of like to ask questions of, why photography. One thing for myself in photography is just the love of it. If the reason why you clicked onto this channel is because you're a photographer, or you're learning photography, or you're just curious. And that's pretty much where we kind of come in. We're kind of like here to help the novice, the person who's just looking to start off in photography, and also the professional who wants to kind of get that kind of empathy, as photography talk, and just join the ride to come along with us. So yeah, I mean, I think one of the things I want to start off is what's so really important about a camera, and what can a camera do that in anything in art you can't do, right? For example, painting pictures and things. What does a camera give you and more? What do you think, guys? And anyone can talk at any time.
It helps you slow down. It helps you notice stuff. Those little minor changes that you just, if you're driving by places you're not going to see. And I think also it makes you, when you're doing that drive by, I don't know about if you have this, chaps, it makes you almost see like a photographer. It's a very different way of looking at things. Even if you are driving by an ordinary scene, sometimes you'll just notice something and think, oh, that could be quite special.
Yeah, I go with that, definitely.
Yeah.
And whenever you see something like that, there's never anywhere to pull up and back.
There never is, no.
No.
I found that the other day. I was driving down the borders and worked down the borders, and it was beautiful. All this kind of low cloud around the hills down there,
Yeah.
And it was a fairly dull day, but the cloud just made it. I was thinking, where can I stop? Because I had the camera in the bag. I generally do, but no, on this occasion, could not find anywhere to stop to get the view. I was so annoyed.
Oh,
Yeah.
When we were on our way back from Scotland, we were coming down the motorway, and we hit the low lying mist. The sun was coming through the trees, giving the long shadows through the mist. And of course, you're at motorway, there's just nowhere to pull over at all.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the scene were fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. That's one of the things in Scotland. You of course you got a lot of laybys, like in England as well, of course. But there's a lot of country roads, a lot of small roads you could cut across to get to these, these epic locations, these vistas and things we find. And as Doug said and yourself, it's that kind of thing that you want to just stop in the car and slam the anchors on, get the brakes on, jump out, get your tripod, just go. But it doesn't work out that way. You have to trail through fields and mud just to get to that viewpoint you want. And yeah, I think we've all kind of experienced that, is where you will see something that from your mind's eye, not your mind's eye, but from the view of the window of the car, and that's the image you want probably.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you get out there, realistically, that's not necessarily how it works out. You do have to do a little bit of lead work. There's a lot
by
more.
the time you get there, normally the everything's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Even the drew you in the
especially when it
first
comes
place.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's the photographer kicking in, isn't it? You know what I mean? I'm exactly the same. Don't matter where I am, where I go, I'm constantly looking for compositions and light and atmosphere and mood and patterns and everything, just constantly all the time. And I'll be going along and just composition there, and then and then your mind's racing. How can I get there? What can I do? And I don't know about you guys as well, but I carry my camera nearly everywhere I go. There's not many on holiday. I can't leave. Even when I go on holiday, I've got to take my camera.
Well,
I can't have a break. Just because I don't want to miss that moment. And it's capturing that moment in time. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Just capturing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point. That, and one of the things as well, like people with iPhones, etc., will have a phone or some kind of Android phone, smartphone, whatever. Even though it's technically not the greatest kind of camera, but these people tend to get the point and shoot images when they see something. They get it straight away. Unlike us photographers, we have to clip our gear along, and we can't set up a camera in time. And you always see these people will actually get these kind of not fluky shots, but they'll capture something on their phone, and you're like, God, I could do it. I wish I was there. I wish I was just, that kind of thing. It's just nothing worse than it's like,
yeah.
And that the phone, that camera phone, it's probably why photography is just in the roof. You know what I mean? It's gone just ridiculous, the amount of people that are in photography. I mean, when I first started, when I went out with a tripod, I was almost embarrassed to get the tripod out because there's no one around it. What's he doing? And nowadays the chances are you're next to someone with 3 or 4 tripods, even. You know, so it's totally changed. Changed, you know, the way people think about it, which I think is a good thing as well, because it's to get into nature, and or even in the cities, taking, you know, street photography. I just think it's nice to be part of it, and capturing them nice moments. Being up at sunrise is just unbelievable. You know,
Absolutely.
I'm a sunrise man. I prefer sunrise and sunsets.
Yep.
So you have to put the effort in. This time of year, not so bad.
That's a good name for a YouTube channel, actually. Sunrise Man. I like that.
Yeah.
Sunrise Man. It's like,
But it's
See if
like
that one
Neil
appears
Lennon,
soon, you'll know
Neil-
where it came from.
it's like Neil Young or someone who could sing that song, you know? Sunrise Man. I like that.
To watch that sunrise and sunset, you know, on the beach.
Oh, yeah.
Sunset, you know, it's just something special. So if you can capture that as well, you know, capture that memory, then that's what it's all about for me. Just
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And there's always more atmosphere at sunrise as well, I think.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that
Steve.
morning, sorry, go on.
So I'm just looking over Steve's shoulder, left shoulder, and you've got Osea in the background there.
I have, yes.
And when you're talking about people kind of getting in your space a little bit there, I was there. I've got a photo body that I shoot with quite a lot. His name's Ben Harvey, and he's got his own channel. It's like a big old channel. But the thing that makes me smile is last time we were there, we had a couple of people that were just kind of, they were hanging around with their cameras as if to say, you know, what's she doing? And was clearly set up. Yes, I'd done the classic shot, but I was clearly set up for an inferior version of your one there, Steve. And genuinely, they came up and said, so what are you shooting then?
Oh, yeah.
Go on, hazard a guess.
20 minutes they spent clicking away with their kind of hands in the air, and you just thought,
yeah, they'll gravitate to the photographer, won't they? I mean, that's just
Absolutely.
it. They see a tripod. You're right. Yeah, I mean, actually, I've seen that video you done with Ben Harvey. You guys are out, so it was really good. I enjoyed it. So yeah, I mean, that's one of the things we kind of established, that, you know, photography is one of these things that you can't just take the camera out and point and shoot. You've got to work for it. You've got to go to these locations. But yeah, I mean, yourself, your guys, I mean, when you're looking at the point where, you know, you get up early in the morning, about in the summertime, about 3 a.m, possibly 3 or 3:30 to be traveling.
Sometimes a bit earlier, depending where we are.
Depends where you're going, really, doesn't it? So.
Exactly, it depends if you're traveling as well. Yeah, and I mean, I've seen myself getting 2:30 in the morning, and I'm like, that's ridiculous. My wife's just kind of she's scratching her head and saying, "You really love this, don't you?" I mean,
you're lying in your bed at 2 o'clock in the morning, going, "What am I doing with my life? I need to get up. Why am I doing this?"
Well, that's where the beauty of the van comes in.
Definitely.
Yeah, guys.
You know your location, it's straight out of the van, up to your location, get back to the van, and have another couple of hours kip.
I am wanting to get a van. True. Yeah, I so want that.
Oh, me too, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, that's I mean, I see so much. I see many photographers doing it, and they swear by. I mean, you look at Henry Turner, for example. He's got this little kind of small, kind of bite-size van, but he's made bloody a good job of it. You know, he's actually got everything he needs in it.
Oh, aye.
Just to get his head down, and that's just it. It's just to get your head down in something comfortable. Not waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, absolutely freezing. That's my nightmare. I think we all do, I suppose.
I started doing the wild camping. You know, little tent up the mountains. And I still want to. I've still not camped in the snow, and I still want to do it, or wake up in the snow. Me and a good friend, we went up to the Ogwin Valley. Oh, it could be 2 years ago now. God, that's gone quick. And it predicted snow, so we prepared. All got there. I don't know. I think about 4 o'clock. So it's dark at 4:30. We get up halfway up this mountain, pitch up in the dark, ready for this snow to come in. And it didn't come in, and it just threw it down a rain all night. So 4 o'clock in the morning, packed up, and I was back home at 8 o'clock that morning.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's because like that kind of thing. I've done a bit of wild camping before, and I do like it, but you know, I need to be, you know, man up a little bit. You know, I think like halfway through the night.
And it was all about getting in that position at the right time. You know, that's all it was initially for, and that's where the van come along. And so it's so much harder now not to sleep in the van.
Yeah.
than in a tent.
Would you ever go back to wild camping, or is it like?
Oh yeah. I've still got all the kit. Yeah. The
Yeah.
problem I got at the minute is my knees are at it, so I struggle to walk. Down a ginge.
The knees of cheese.
Knees of cheese, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, we try and plan the odd one, don't we?
Yeah. We've done it,
when
done it
we
a couple of
can.
times, haven't we?
Yeah.
There's a thing with camping. It's more, you're more in touch with nature as opposed to being in a van.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
practical sense, van's better, I suppose.
Yeah, but it's part of the adventure. Though. It's part of getting that image in that little community. I mean, me and Steve know each other quite well now. We've been out on these adventures in the vans and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the photography sometimes takes second place because you're in touch in the vans with the CBs and stuff on. It's a great little community, and it's just a
as I say, I've seen the one of these guys going up to Scotland. I really enjoy that. That's really good.
What's going on YouTube?
So, guys, this part of the podcast is just mainly talking about YouTube, of course, where we are, and it's mainly just talking about what's on YouTube just now and what's interested us and may interest you. So, guys, just on that, what's been on YouTube? What have you liked so far, as in regards to what's something you've been interested in?
Well, for me,
at the same time,
for me at the moment, I'm really into the woodland stuff. So the latest YouTube one with Simon Baxter in the snow, that really has tickled my fancies. That with the snow and the fog and everything, it's the way he's very particular in getting that separation, stuff like that. That's the stuff I'm watching at the minute. It's mainly woodland, and yourself as well.
Yeah, thank you. And I watch your guys' chart, especially I've been starting watching Louise's work as well. Been enjoying it, and the adventures with Ben as well. Been enjoying watching your guys' channel more and more. I've kind of seen your work before on YouTube, but I've not, since we've actually done the podcast, I've been really going into it. Kind of not like I'm researching you or anything, of course, but I have I have been going into it more. Doug Milne, he was a lifesaver when 2020. We were going through obviously COVID at the time. I watched all these videos to the point that I was waiting for a new one coming out.
Sorry to hear that, Paul.
I was a guy who clicked like, a really good following.
Oh, that was you, was it?
So anyway, I'll say that. But how many followers we're going to have when we actually put this up? This is we have one follower, by the way, so far, and I do not know who it is. But anyway, so
I think it's me.
YouTube itself.
No, it's me. It's me.
Who is it? What one of you guys is it? So that could be a part. We could say guess the person who's the subscriber. We can put that into it somewhere. Right. So myself, regards to YouTube, I've been watching, like yourself, a couple of people who are sitting here, and also I've been interested more in trees as opposed to not so much as woodland photography, but learn about trees. It's always good to learn what you're shooting, right? And I think is in all aspects of photography, maybe street or just any type of photography, we like to learn what we're shooting more about. Not so much we can put in comments, but so we can get an insight and obviously understand what we're shooting a bit more. So I've been kind of studying mainly trees and how trees interact with each other. A few good books. Obviously, I bought a nice book from which has been recommended by Doug. And I've been buying books for the last couple of years now and studying trees. And I just feel it's kind of shallow to take a picture of a tree, obviously take a backdrop of a forest or whatever in a ferial looking place, and not actually telling people what type of plantation it is, what kind of forest it is, what type of trees they are. And I think it's always nice to get that kind of point across to people that, what you're shooting does help, because it just gives a bit of depth to your photography. Or history, like Doug will do history to his photography as well, and you guys will put your own bit about traveling, etc. But my things I've been watching is mainly just stuff on YouTube about forestry commission and things like that. Just getting a bit of insight of more about the subjects I'm shooting in that case. So yeah, that was my kind of point when it comes to YouTube. What about yourself, Louise? Is there anything you've been watching that's interested you in YouTube that's kind of either inspired your photography or someone you quite admire or anything?
Well, this is my office where I work. So
Nice.
my
Yeah. I
commute
recognise it
home
actually.
is when I walk to the kitchen and I stick YouTube on whilst I'm kind of cooking and all that kind of stuff. In fact, my husband will not come in the kitchen when he hears the voices in the background. So at the moment, there's a couple of places that I'm going this year. So I'm going to the Isle of Arran,
Nice.
and I am going to Donegal,
yeah.
Costa Rica as well. But I might have to leave some of the kit behind for that one. But I've been trying to research how to improve my waterfall photography, my water photography. Weirdly, the Donegal area and the Isle of Arran, all of the big names in the past year have gone to. So, which is a bit of a pain because I book my tickets and then I think, oh, I've got to be a bit original. And everyone goes there. However, so that I'm getting some research on the locations there, but also sort of the techniques of just improving my waterfall photography. My nemesis is what you guys I think are really pretty hot at. Woodland. We don't have massive interesting trees down here. There's a lot of lovely areas. I've got the New Forest, obviously, which I'm just discovering. But you guys do that so well, and it just hot flush moment whenever I go into a forest and a new one, because we just don't get the mists that you guys have.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of these things, isn't it? If it's not fog, you've missed it. But I think someone else has cracked that joke before on YouTube. No, people are going to say, you never said that first. No, I didn't.
I must admit, I do like a good waterfall.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. When it comes to like mist, is pretty much the number one thing you want to get in a shoot doing any forest photography. And you're always chasing it, or it comes up at a time where it's not obviously convenient for you. You're doing something, or you're working, or I've seen myself going to work and I'm like, the mist just came out and I'm like, I'm just going to take a sickie. And I thought, no, I can't do that. It's just it just never happens at the time you want it to happen.
It's just like this weekend. I open the curtains. It's nice and foggy for all this weekend.
Yeah.
But
apparently it's maybe foggy up here this weekend.
I've promised that I'm going to get this decorating done, and that's my yearly pass done then.
Well, we go then.
Very important, and the yearly passing.
The yearly pass.
That's your thing.
I've been to Cannock Chase this morning, and it predicted mist, but we've travelled there. It's about a 45-minute drive for us to travel there. 50 minutes. Been with Martin Smithy, and no fog, no mist, nothing. And we're thinking, are we wasting this time? And we literally hit the woodland, and it's been foggy all day. Wow. So we've spent about 5 hours there, and the fog hasn't moved. And it's a low-lying fog where you think it's going to disappear, it's going to burn off, and it's probably still there now. It's probably but tomorrow we're planning on chasing the fog in North Wales. So we've off to North Wales in the morning. So it's a 4:15 start for us, and then we'll be back home for 6 o'clock, something like that.
So you're filling your boots this weekend.
The what? Sorry,
you're filling your boots this weekend.
Yeah, because of the weather. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, quite right.
Well, we've got it's called Precipice Walk, and it's the south of Snowdonia, near Dolgethley, and I probably haven't said that right, but there's some trees that are in the water, as long as enough water, and I'm assuming the water we've had, there'll be enough water. Nice. And the next thing we need fog, and we've already visited it twice. We've wild camped there actually, trying to get this shot. This is over the last 3 years, so we'll try. It'll take us just under 3 hours to get there. 20-minute walk. I know, hoping to get this shot. We'll get the shot, and then we'll go travel around a bit after. So that's the plan. So, and that's the effort you have to put in sometimes to get it. But like I say, this is the 3rd time we've gone to get that shot.
Really?
Yeah. So we went sort of this time last year, hoping for fog again. It predicted nothing at all. The only thing we did have, it snowed, so that did help a little bit. So it was a cover in the snow, but believe it or not, the trees that we're shooting wasn't in the water at this time of year. I was gutted. So we couldn't actually. I shot the trees, but it wasn't working.
It's not the shot you were after, basically. I think.
No.
I think sometimes though you can get that thing in your mind's eye. This is the shot I want.
Yeah. Oh,
you know,
yeah.
and you'll
Yeah.
take a completely different shot because the circumstances aren't what you were after.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know, you look at the computer, you go, nah. Then you come back
Yeah.
a few months later, and you think, actually, that's no bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've done it again this morning. When we visited Cannock, because we do the odd workshop there and things like that. So we're getting to know the area quite well, and we're getting to find all these characters and new characters and things like that. And we come across one about 6 weeks ago. So we've gone straight to that tree to shoot it.
Okay.
And I was talking to Martin this morning. I says, look, I know we've focused on that tree, but let's not dismiss everything in between that. You know,
Yeah.
because it's so easy. The same as I want to get up there, I want to do this, I want to shoot this, and the shot's probably 20 minutes down the road that you just drove past. A bit like we were saying before. So, and the amount of times I've done that where I'm so focused on that one thing I want to shoot. But again, over time, a bit of experience says, well, hold on, that might be the end goal, but it might not be the best image.
Yeah.
And like I say, again, you have to put some effort in. So,
yeah,
that's what we're
definitely,
doing.
definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's the conditions like today. Well, we're supposed to be misty and around about the Lothians, according to free weather apps I've got. And
It was a
It's
beautiful,
hampered.
sunny, blue sky day today.
It was
What's
exactly.
any
It's like
mist,
opposite. You're like, you feel like grabbing these people in the Met Office and saying, oh, you know, well, they can't help it. These guys can't predict the weather, really, can they either? Because
Which apps do you use for your weather apps?
I was going to ask exactly that.
Yeah, I've got.
Because I can't find a good one.
So PhotoPulse, I've got that. That's not so much the weather app, but that's
Yeah.
you know, it's a good tool. I've used the Met Office, of course, always. I think we all do use the Met Office mainly, and BBC.
Do you have clear outside?
Clear outside,
I use clear outside.
One day.
Is it
Yeah.
reliable
Which it
for
was.
you?
No,
Certainly
it's
isn't
not.
for me.
It's
Yeah.
not.
Every time you look at it, it says something different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
not consistent.
Yeah.
you go into it and you think, oh, fantastic fog, and then you realise you've gone to Devon.
Yeah.
What's that
Done
about clear
so many
outside?
times with that. Yeah. It's like you look at it and you're thinking, oh no, wait a minute. Great mist. I'm like, oh, great. And I'll go back to it again. And I'm realizing that I've actually been looking somewhere else and I've got on the screen, like, for example, it'll be Kirkliston or something like that, just outside Edinburgh. It's like coming up, you know, like snow or something on it. I'm like, oh.
If I log on to my clear outside now, I have that many saved locations.
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah. Wow.
all
Yeah.
down there.
Yeah.
Just
I think I've
ready
got
to
15
go.
so far. 15, I think I'm using.
Yeah. I think I'm down to about 30 or 40 locations at minute on there.
Yeah. Half of them aren't even in the country for me. Now, weather and radar
Yeah.
is that I find really quite useful,
Oh,
particularly if you're in the vicinity, you want to know when you're going to get drenched.
Yes.
And when
Oh,
the
yeah.
camera goes, that's a useful.
Yeah, that's a quite useful one.
Wind is pretty good as well, but
Yeah.
Windy, yeah.
I
Yes,
don't have the paid version. I've only got the free version of that.
Yeah, same here. The only thing I've paid for is PhotoPulse.
Yeah.
And yeah, just going back to, of course, the YouTube again. Yourself, Darren, is there anything on YouTube you've been watching and following with interest lately?
Me, I've just mentioned it really about the woodland, but also wildlife. Simon D'Entremont. He's a Canadian wildlife
Canadian
photographer.
wildlife,
I've seen him, yeah. Aye.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah,
Amazing.
comes out with some fantastic stuff, but it's getting just learning about the shutter speed and stuff like that. Just getting that right.
Yeah.
With landscape, we always use f11, f16, whatever the shutter is, it is.
Yeah, it's a
But
good
the
point.
wildlife, it's totally different.
Yeah, there's so much. I think I respect these guys in wildlife because they've got to think about the shutter speed. They've also got to think about the right time. They've also got to be quiet. There's so many, aspects of that type of photography that merits, a high class of photographer. But yeah, I do have a lot of respect for people who do wildlife. It's a stunning genre as well. Some of the images.
I mean, the reason I got into wildlife were really for the summer, where it's nice blue sky days. Go out and shoot wildlife.
Good point. Yeah,
It's
be interesting looking at your channel, watching some of that stuff as well. There, Dan.
Well,
Yourself,
You have to admire these guys though that do
wildlife
and YouTube at the same time. They're
I know.
videoing themselves doing wildlife.
I
And you
tried
think,
it.
it would take for me, it would take, everything just to kind of sit there and concentrate on the wildlife and am I going to get that shot? As well as these guys have got the camera and talking to it and
it's hard work. I have got a lot of respect for people on YouTube because when I first started doing photography, I was just doing photography. And when I got into YouTube just recently in March, after meeting a guy who wanted to do a short film of me, and that kind of inspired me. And I actually say that I'll never ever criticize a YouTuber again, regardless of the talent they've got, or whatever. The amount of work you put into it, you can't. It takes a while to get back into enjoying photography again, because you're so focused. Pardon the pun. You're so focused to actually get your channel looking good that the first few weeks doing it, it's all about positioning the camera, the composition of you walking through trees or wherever you're going. And then when you get to the point, I'm just starting to get the point to love my photography again, because I was so stressed with doing the videos. So hopefully that's going to make me more relaxed and get the content, but more kind of let's just say me, as opposed to just me trying to be kind of thing. But yeah, it's so much respect I give you guys doing the landscape photography, and especially in doing YouTube. It's quite a hard thing to do. The coordination, it's very difficult to keep that going for us, and actually just do content you actually put out at that amount of time. But I know there's a couple of guys here who actually put a lot of content out, and I'm only do one video a week for myself, and doing this is good because it gives me something else to do. So yeah, it's fine with that. But
I must admit, it's hard work as well. With also I work full time, so I have a backlog of videos, but only if I'm going out on a weekend.
Yeah,
I mean, my YouTube channel at the minute is just going to be full of Scotland videos, because I've got that much of a backlog for when I had a week up there. That's
a good thing actually, when you've got that backlog as on it, because that helps you, because like you can relax and knowing that you've got a couple of videos if you want to do, miss a week out. Yeah,
I think you're all right with a backlog as long as it's relevant to. If you're shooting in the snow and you put it out in June, it doesn't work.
You do see that sometimes. Guys who just they've shot every single day for a month or something.
I mean, Steve knows what happened with us in the Lake District when we got caught in that big freak snowstorm. Okay. I mean, that's how come I had 2 videos in 2 weeks coming out, because I needed to get them videos out.
Cool. I think I've done videos where let's say, because I used to have 9-10 videos all stacked up ready to go, and I've shot, say, the bluebells in the woods. They need to go out at the end of April. As soon as you've shot them, they need to go out. So you just shuffle things around and do, or even cancel one or keep it till even.
There are some, aren't there, where you can just think, right, okay, that can go. So I've got one coming in a couple of weeks. Actually 3 weeks time, because I only do once a fortnight. Because it takes me about between 10 and 16 hours to edit a 10 to 11 minute video. Well, that's ridiculous. Anyway, but I've videoed it over, or filmed it over 6 months, and I figured, do you know what? I'm sure that they can hang on for another couple of weeks, because something else more pertinent, it has to be done now.
So what's that video about then?
That is the power of light, basically. And so that's the long lens, the South Downs, and it's kind of the lessons I've learned, and where I've almost taken it and put it elsewhere, where I've photographed where I've been away. So it's kind of the comparison between that, but it's been, and it wasn't intended to happen. It was just I took my gear out, I filmed, and I suddenly thought, blimey, that's been my big project this year, is to really learn, particularly in we've got the South Downs and nothing much else dramatic, really learn about that power. And it was completely unintentional. I suddenly thought, actually, I've got a video here, which I didn't intend on having. So I went out on a really rubbish day to the same place where I'd taken quite a few of my sort of good shots, and thought, it's really bad. I'm going there tomorrow, by the way, so it's probably going to be foul. And just
it'll be full of fog.
Contrast.
Yeah, and what about yourself, Doug? Was anything you've been watching on YouTube that's just kind of got your attention, inspired you a little bit, or maybe just something you're interested in yourself?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I tend to watch videos of places where I'm going to be working for like I say, for the books, So anyone at the moment, the book I'm working on is in Fife. So if there's a video in Fife, it doesn't matter if it's photography for me right now. It's just to get an idea of what I'm looking for. Sometimes they drop into some of the history that you can kind of research a bit further, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? I mean, there is occasionally photographers go up there. Right around these Nuke and whatnot, it's quite nice to see. So I mean, some of these videos that you look at, and they're like 5-6 years old, but they still give you a flavour of what you're looking for,
Yeah, I mean, I do it as
Um,
well. And like one of the things I do as well, if I see a location, I think we all do it. We go into Google Maps and we kind of scout about looking for little pockets of places or hills or landscapes.
Yeah.
We'll actually look and then we'll type in the area onto YouTube and see if there's any videos that anyone's been there.
Precisely.
It's great.
Videos though, you're looking in the background to see what there is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I do.
Yeah.
Watch hiking videos, things like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Just see where they're walking. It's more
Precisely.
what's in the background.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, these
Yeah,
guys
well-
do show the views as well, so it's
I did see that.
it's good to kind of grab some ideas, if you know what I mean. They've maybe not seen a picture there themselves, but you go, aha,
Thing is,
Yeah, exactly.
We do that.
yeah.
We do that between us as well. When I
Yeah.
watch Steve videos, I've messaged him before now.
Oh,
Look at this 8 times frame 811. Look behind you on that one.
yeah.
I did see.
I've
did
done
see
a
that.
video
I've
up
seen a
North
short.
Wales.
I've
Yeah.
seen a short on YouTube with you guys, and Steve's talking, and Darren's behind you over your right shoulder, doing a bit of star jumps.
Yeah.
Am I right?
I think that was Martin. Oh yeah, and Martin, wasn't it?
Was
Yeah.
it Martin? All right, I thought it was
Yeah,
Darren. All right,
yeah.
okay.
I think there was one as well.
yeah.
We did the Wimber where the lion sleeps tonight, crawling through the reeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's.
Yeah,
all sorts.
I've even watched my own videos back and seen a lone tree. This was
Oh,
in
yeah.
North Wales, up Rydford in North Wales. It's a 3.5-hour drive. And I thought, I've got to go and get a shot of that tree. Next weekend, I'm up there taking a shot of the tree that I've
Yeah.
just watched in the video, just because I've been editing it and thinking.
That's a good point.
And
though.
the amount of people that are
kick
commenting,
yourself completely, you're going,
yeah.
And you'll get someone making a comment under your video saying that you just walked past a great composition.
Yes.
Why did you not take that picture?
That's one of the most commonest comments, actually.
Yeah,
Look
of course,
behind you.
yeah.
But
that
I
goes
don't
back to
know
what you were
about
saying, of course, Paul, about being so focused on the shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll tell you where YouTube does help is when you put your camera down and you can see behind you, think the shot's better. I'm actually seeing a composition behind me.
Yeah.
I'm seeing this in front, but I'm actually seeing the composition behind me, and you turn around and there it is, and it's probably the better one as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I've had so many mic problems on YouTube since I've started. And
Don't
actually
mention
turning,
that.
and it's so destroying when you're actually using mainly just using the actual I think I'll use a DJI sometimes. I'll use the camera, I think it's a little D7200 I've used to do actually Nikon it is to film. I know some of these guys don't like Nikon here. I've seen the video, Mr. Moonhouse. Yeah.
It's a debate.
But yeah, so the mic's not worked, and I've like talking away, and when I put it back onto Final Cut Pro or whatever, and then try to kind of just beef up the audio, it just sounds absolutely terrible. And so apologies, guys, if Ember has actually seen my videos and you've heard that kind of like a that's
Yeah. My latest ones were all like that. My mic packed in on Isle of Skye, and that was it.
Yeah.
And it's such a wind, it's just howling. But I'm still putting them out there. If people want to watch, they want to watch. If they don't, they don't.
It's switching it on for me. Getting to switch it on. Wow.
Yeah. I had one where I bent over at one point and managed to switch the microphone off as I was bending over. I don't know how it did it, but so I had to bring in the audio off the camera. It was absolutely abysmal. But
and I've dropped my satellite mic as well, and I've had to walk past, go back into the woods and look for it. And it's been on the pathway, and I'm like, I am so lucky because I didn't know where I actually put it. I was actually sitting there going, "Hello." But yeah,
you see, that's where the power of B-roll is. If you can take enough
that's a good
B-roll,
point.
if you can, and you have that awful moment where you look at your stuff and just think, "Oh, I can't use that," then at least you can do the voiceover with the B-roll.
Yeah.
that's good. Yeah.
That's rescued me on a number of occasions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've done every video I've done now. I think almost. I mean, look at Nigel Danson. I don't know if you remember the one who actually lost his SD card, and he went back. It was a couple of weeks later, and after the rain and snow over, and he found it in the place he thought he left it, and he picked up, and it was still fine. And I was like, he couldn't believe he found it.
well,
I was like, actually, if you do watch it, it's really quite interesting. I don't know if he just, I wouldn't say Nigel will do it for just for the camera, but which I think is pretty much true because he seems like a really candid guy.
Mm-hmm.
He actually went back and he actually found that SD card for a couple of weeks ago. I was like, oh, shocked. absolutely
And
shocked.
hopefully got a sponsorship deal for those people as well, because that's going to be a big, that's going to be
Yeah,
a
yeah.
big plus, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Crikey.
You don't know, Gavin Hardcastle get in touch, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, guys, what I'm going to do is put some images up on the screen.
It is this week's images.
Everything I put in the folder were all shot last year.
Really?
Yeah, same
So,
with me.
Mine are all from the last
yeah,
year
sorry,
as
I
well.
see. I'm thinking last year. I'm thinking 2022 here. Right, I've got you. 2023. Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
everything from last year.
And
Okay.
can I just say, I've got photo envy of so many of the shots.
Yeah, same here. I'm really jealous of
like,
you guys,
but
actually.
I've got to say,
I'm sure we all
screenshot-
do, Louise. That's the thing,
Yeah, I think we all do. We do all do appreciate our work.
But when you go out with other people, I don't know about you, but I'm always envious of their shots.
Yeah.
They always seem better.
Yeah.
And they say the same. It always. But I don't know why, but yours.
That's familiarity. That's all it is.
Yeah,
Familiarity
yeah.
breeds contempt.
But the
It's
thing is,
Yes.
when you go out with other people as well, you're bouncing off each other.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's a good thing for people starting photography as well. If it's actually getting out with people the same kind of minds, obviously same balance of mind set as yourself, and going out learning from people. One of the things is like we've pretty much all done photography with other people, of course, and paired up with people, is joining camera clubs or whatever, just to get used to, just to gel with other photographers if you've never done it before. But like what we're doing now on this cast, by the way, I'm talking to the viewers, guys, just in case you're like, but and one of the things we do now, just now, this has led to other photographers gelling, and the photography community generally, or mainly, is pretty much one of the best communities when it comes to art. Well, I'll say that. Maybe people will disagree with me on that, but I would say it's probably one of the best communities. Everyone kind of just feeds off each other, learns from each other, and criticizes each other. Not so much so. So, without further ado, guys, we'll get these images up. I'm going to start off with Darren. I've got a lot of these stream decks, but I've not programmed all the images in it yet. So, bear with me a second whilst I screen share. You're going to see a whole desktop. There we go. And we'll go to Darren first. So, Darren, this is quite a nice one, actually. It's the Aura over Blee.
Oh, Blee Tan. The frozen Blee Tan.
Now, I'm going to get this up on full screen. This one is Darren Muirhouse, and it's Blee Tarn. It is a stunner. Please tell me more about this.
This was the start of a bit of a nightmare weekend, to be honest. Went up to Blee Tarn purposely for because it give out. It's been -10 or something to get it frozen. But with a clear night, I didn't expect the aurora to come out like it did. And there were just me and two other photographers there. I was meeting Paul W. Baker up there, but he got stuck in traffic. And all we heard of this, yes, it's happening. And we shot down to the side of the tarn. And the first image was this.
Yeah.
But,
I love the backdrop is absolutely amazing. The light just coming across from the tarn itself.
Yes, coming straight across. And also in the sky, you've got the Big Dipper.
Yeah, you can see that.
You just see that. And this was, I really did cool this down. I think it was at 3,200 Kelvin, something like that.
Oh, yeah,
Get the colours right.
Yeah.
Anything over 4,000, the colours just don't look right whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah, you hit the sweet spot there, I think.
Yeah, to get in the naked eye, it was like just a bit like light pollution.
Yeah.
But when you saw the back of the camera, that was it. It was just, oh, wow. Heart pumping, everything.
Yeah, it's one of these moments in it. When you see it, definitely will get that. Yeah.
But with the tan being frozen as well, it'd make a nice reflection. I mean,
I'm actually looking at the reflection
now. Yeah, shot Blee Tan before now with the reflection, but this was the first aurora I've actually captured.
That's a really stunning shot. And when was that? When was last year was that taken? Was that like in the summer or
that was December?
Really? Wow.
The day after is when it snowed like mad and we got stuck in the Lake District when the national emergency was on.
Yeah, sky's so clear on that there. It's beautiful. So that's the first image, and yeah, that's a belter, as I say in Scotland. The next one I'm going to put up here, and of course I'm just going to go for this one. As you talked about wildlife itself, I really do love this one.
Barney the Barn
It's a peekaboo kind of moment.
Yes, definitely. This was taken at the start of last year, actually on a birds of prey workshop. We got taken round North Yorkshire, round Ripon area, at some different locations. There was me and I think about 7 other people on the tour, and everyone was shooting the other way to try and get this owl in the hole itself. But I went to the right hand side, just try and get it looking out of this, just peeping round the corner. Hence, it was a peekaboo shot.
Yeah, it's
But
cracking.
to actually find and see it, it was fantastic. But yeah,
it's a
this
good-
was my first wildlife workshop with this I was on. It was.
really. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
So yeah,
Sweet.
us photographers do go onto other people's workshops as well.
Yes. Yeah, of course. I've done a few actually. Yeah, really enjoy them. I was
But
up,
yeah.
but yeah, as you say, going out to other workshops, just kind of expanding the mind in photography is great. That's a beautiful shot there, Dan. I love
But
it.
yeah, this is
It's engaging, very
It's
engaging.
one of my favourite ones. Is this?
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's lovely. You're really focused in on the eyes there. You can see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, the eye autofocus on the Sony is fantastic, I must admit.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, we'll go to the next one there, and which will be, actually, we've got a mug shot you there. We'll not put that up, of course. So here we go. Oh yeah, this is another wildlife shot.
Yeah, this
presumably a swan.
No, this is
No.
a gannet.
Oh, it's a gannet. Yeah,
A
yeah.
gannet.
I'm looking at the colour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this were on Bempton Cliffs. Went
Nice.
to Bempton Cliffs, bright, sunny, a proper blue sky day with this. And just
Yeah.
walking on the cliffs, thousands of gannets everywhere you look. But this one was just plucking its feathers, and that was it. Bang on at 600 mil straight into it. But I actually went for the puffins,
Yeah. Okay.
and I think I got one.
Nice. Yeah.
But the gannets were fantastic. And when I saw this one on the back of the camera, I thought, that's it. That's my shot of the day. Just something nice and intricate. Just a nice little square crop.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was just something nice, and the blue around its eye as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a simple, lovely, simple image, and like one by one crop does it beautifully. Really
How
nice.
close was the bird to you, Darren? Just out of interest.
That was shot at, I think it was about 500 mil.
Yeah, but how close was the bird?
Oh,
Was
it
it-
was only about 25, 30 foot away.
Yeah.
You can
Okay.
get quite close. On Bempton Cliffs, you can get, because they're all nesting on the cliff tops,
Mm-hmm.
you can get really close to them.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So,
a
but
stunning shot.
There's owls flying around and everything early in the morning around there. But there's a
Yeah,
nice
it's really nice.
campsite further down the road as well. It's a 20-minute walk from the campsite onto Bempton Cliffs. So that is a possibility for this year, for this summer.
Yeah,
A nice weekend up there.
Mm.
definitely worth a visit as well. Yeah, great. Yeah, so we'll just say everyone. The next one we've got here is the Lone Tree, and yeah, I do love these kind of shots. I have seen this area quite often. It's a really nice area. It's quite a popular area, Galar. Is this
It is now. No, this is Twizzleton Scar.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of Steve's favourite trees is this.
Yes, that's
Okay,
Ginger's
okay.
tree, that is.
Yeah, Steve was
Yeah.
actually here when we took that, because when he came up to Yorkshire, this was a place I took him.
Right. I'll have to see
Um,
Steve shot on that as well. That's really nice. Yeah.
So yeah, this it was worked with, because that branch in the foreground is not normally there.
Okay.
Don't tell them your secret.
Well, you've got a leading
But-
line. That's the main thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Really
the
forced
skull
onto it.
on the
That's
left hand side, that was there. But
The
it's
the skull, the head of the sheep.
that's it. Yes.
Yeah, I can see that there.
Oh, yeah. I didn't notice that before. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
This
is
does
good.
make a nice black and white as well, but I just fancy drawing all the colour out of it. And
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
What I like about that tree, I don't think it's an oak tree. I'm not sure, but without following the investigation, I'm not going to know what it is. But look at the greenery. It's almost dead, the tree itself, but there's still life on the
Yes.
right hand side.
yeah, and there's that many trees up there. It is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's stunning.
Really
I like
is.
that. I like how you framed the actual the peak of the summit of the hill there. with the
Yeah,
branch over.
Ingleborough. Yes,
Yeah, it's
one
a
of
nice
one of
shot.
Yorkshire Three Peaks is at Ingleborough.
Oh, really nice.
So yeah, but that's a hands and knees shot. Is that? Doesn't
That's-
look it, but you're
Hands
you're
and
on
knees.
Your,
Yeah.
you're on your
Yep.
knees taking that shot.
Knee pads used.
No, just
No.
wet knees afterwards.
That's something I've never used. As a lot of photographers use knee pads, but
Yeah.
Try
But
to explain that to your wife when you leave the house. Is another thing.
Yeah, the limestone up there though is unbelievable. It
no,
just
but
goes on and
just a
on.
joke. So the yeah,
I'm all right
wow,
until then.
This one, this is a 10-shot pano.
is it 10?
This is 10 shots. Is this
Wow.
all vertical? It's the Kerrang
Yeah.
on the Isle of Skye, but from the other side. And for me, this image shows me it's more the adventure getting to it. Because
Yeah,
you're
it is a bit of
climbing
adventure.
up and up and up all the way, then suddenly you drop down.
Yeah.
And to take this shot, you're on a tiny little pinnacle. And when the video comes out, you'll see me sitting down because I was shaking. I know Steve's scared of heights. It doesn't normally bother me, but when I looked over the edge, I'm thinking, oh, I need to get back here.
Yeah, it's stunning.
And this were about half an hour after sunrise.
Beautiful. And I love the tones as well in that there. The
Yeah, it
warm
was just-
tones, beautiful. You know, almost
It's
like
just
the
a
Grand
shame
Canyon.
they want a bit more cloud.
Yeah, I know what I mean. With
Yeah.
it, I mean, I'm thinking the eye kind of just goes straight to the actual Kerrang itself, in it.
It does, yeah.
Just goes
A
straight
bit
to
more
the
cloud
water.
might distract you from the scenery itself, you know. Quite
Yeah,
nice with just the wisps, I think, in that particular instance.
Yeah, but that
Yeah.
sun coming straight across and the shadows, yeah, it just took my eye straight away to this.
Yeah.
yeah.
The first thing was, I need to do a pano,
Mm.
and that was it.
There is a few good ones you've got there, and this one here, which is the last but not least, which is the Hidden Gorge.
The Hidden Gorge.
Wow, let's go this one
Yeah.
here.
90% of the year, this is inaccessible.
Yes,
You
remember you mentioned it. I think you mentioned it last time we spoke.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the water is normally well above head height, but we didn't expect to find this waterfall at the end of it. Myself and Big D, Daz, who comes along with me, and
Oh yeah,
90% of me little excursions, we were up to his knees in water at times, traipsing through the gorge, and every corner there was something. But when we
Yes.
got to the end of this and we saw this, it was just the icing on the cake.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
It was well
beautiful.
worth getting wet for. Just the pebbles in the foreground, the waterfall, and the light coming just above as well. It was, it was just something special with
I
this.
do like these the greens and the rocks is lovely.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
it's kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
brightness in the darkness, you know.
Yeah, it was like that going through the gorge. It was like that all the way,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you can actually see the water line in places as well where
Yeah, you can.
where it normally is.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's
stunning.
just. But this was, I think, this was at ISO 3200.
Really.
That just to get that quarter of a second shutter speed for the water.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's
But
stunning.
the denoise in Lightroom works wonders.
Yeah, it's a good tool. Yeah, and
Yeah.
of course, I mean, these tools are there to be used, of course, and they do help. Go over, just find your folder. A quiet Tuscan. Lovely. Here we go. Yeah. So yeah, well, I'm looking at this now. The trees, the light hitting the back of these trees here are stunning. I love the shadow play, the light. That is nice, and also the layers to the image, just beautiful, isn't it, guys?
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, that is, yeah.
So that's one that I practiced shooting for in the South Downs. And actually, that's one that's coming up from the next video. But this is right next to Belvedere, and everybody's shooting Belvedere. And I just stuck the long lens on and just went round and facing a different direction and thought, oh, I think that could be quite special. So I kept very quiet and I didn't tell anyone.
As you do.
Which is probably but I've got a similar one without the trees in it. It doesn't work. It's the trees, I think, that just
Yeah, the trees anchor you in, don't they?
yeah.
Yeah.
Just
So
it just
this is the South
Oh.
Downs then?
no, this is Tuscany.
Oh, yeah, right, okay.
But in order to kind of work out the power of light, I kind of went out to South Downs a lot and just thought and made lots of mistakes. But actually, when you're in a scene like this, you've just got to you just react quickly. So I like to think it helps me out by doing all that practicing. But when you're there, it's just quick click.
Yeah, I do like how the trees, you know, the brightly lit in the foreground against that dark hill immediately behind them. That really helps them stand
and
out.
them silhouetted trees on the left hand side at the back as well. It just
And the back. Up to about when I first saw it, it was actually all the silhouettes at the back that drew me in first, rather than the trees. You know, maybe just me. I don't know, but that was what caught my eye first.
I'm the same.
Yeah.
I just love the layers and the textures, everything to it. Obviously, the texture changes as you look out towards the back of the hills. Really nice. And I love these trees. I think it's the conifers in the background, and right in the back there.
And of
just
course,
standing at the top.
they're synonymous, aren't they, with Tuscany? So
Yeah.
you see
Yes,
those, and you
they
go,
are, yeah.
oh, Tuscany, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was a really nice shot. Lovely, and we'll go to the second one now, and which again we've got a mug shot like everyone else has got a mug shot, so we'll pass these ones. Oh yeah, lovely.
Right, humour me on this.
Stately Pier.
Right, so I read that it was being ripped down, and I did a lot of research, and I was
Yes.
kind of told July, August time. So July normally, I go on a solo girl tour, which is basically unadulterated photography, beginning, the end of the day, always kind of wallop. And I stayed in a travel lodge or something, or Premier Inn just down the road.
Okay.
So it's 2.7 miles away. And I just had great fun. And I was elsewhere completely. I was doing the Infinity Bridge the night before. I didn't get back until just after midnight. And this was one of those things where it was 3:45, pounding my 2.7 miles up. And I thought, I've missed it, because the colour just went mad. And it was fast and frantic. And I thought, oh, that's it. I've lost the whole thing. And then, just as the sun came up, it went like this. And Steepley Pier, do any of you know Dave Brightwell?
Yes,
I've heard the
heard of
name,
him.
yeah.
He's on Facebook and
Yep.
Instagram a lot, and I just love his work. And I remember seeing some of his shots of this place, and that was one of the first reasons I picked up a camera, was because I fell in love with Steepley Pier. So
Right.
this is like my homage to Steepley Pier. And when the old girl comes down, I should be really quite sad.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that. Is it
When
is it
slash if.
is it the reason why they're taking it? Was it just the decaying? Is it?
It's right. Well, it depends who you ask, but actually, it's in two parts. And the part that's kind of behind me, it is falling apart quite a lot.
Yeah.
And bits are falling down. It is a little bit precarious, to say the least. But other people are sort of saying, "Oh, it's quite an ugly place." I don't think it is. I think it's just lovely. But I believe it's because it's becoming a little bit too dangerous.
Yeah, it's just been left empty. It hasn't been.
Yeah, you can see it as looking a bit decayed.
It's a bit dilapidated, yeah.
But what people don't tell you about this place as well, it's in the middle of an not an a housing estate.
I know, but when I went a few years ago, the housing estate wasn't there. It was just like fields. Whereas now it's literally houses, and you've got that as your view.
Yeah, your Marlis Park opposite someone's drive now.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, it's stunning, and I mean, a lot of these rural places are now becoming more urban, sadly, aren't they?
Yes,
that's a really nice shot. Well done there, beautiful. We're just going to sun down over the downs.
Okay,
nice. Let's
this
look
is
at all.
just a South Downs shot, but this is one of those ones where you go to a place and you think, oh, sun's quite interesting there. I know it sounds ridiculous, but the bit I like, or there's two bits I like about this. I kind of like the straggly trees on the left-hand side. I like the fact that they're straggly and kind of almost sort of clinging on. And I like my two eyebrows of the people that are doing their hang gliding.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, isn't it? But that's oh gosh, that's just the South Downs, very close or fairly close to where I live. It's just a new discovery for me.
Lovely light play in this as well, just like the other one, the first one we had up. Really nice. They like the shadows, and especially in the backdrop there, where you can see the shadows deeper, and light hit the sides of these hills there. Really nice.
Thank you.
A beautiful shot. Great. Beautiful work all around, guys. Of course, it was not finished. We've got a couple other people to go up there. And we were going to go to this one here, which is one of my favorites. But look. Yes, is one of the ones that
that is absolutely gorgeous, Louise. It's fantastic.
Well done, yeah.
This is mad, because this is one of the ones that I've had to edit least ever. I've actually got it on my wall behind me. So it's Sveti Tomas, which is one of the most famous places in Slovenia. And as you're looking at the picture, if you were to go to the right-hand side, just out of shot, is where I stayed for 3 days. If ever you want to have the address, let me know. It's an amazing little place.
Okay.
And we'd had some cracking rainstorms throughout the night, and it was just a gift. And editing-wise, all I've done, obviously, is crop, and I have just taken some of the grey out of the mist, which I've now discovered how to do. And I have I've just slightly brightened the whites on the church, nothing else. And it was just a gift to edit, that's all.
Because you've done a video from there, haven't you?
I have.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have.
Yeah, well worth a watch, that is. Really like that video.
Thank you.
Yeah.
With my first ever drone shot was a bit rubbish, but do you know what? That was the bit. This was just, yeah, it was a good morning.
That's beautiful. Well done. That the one when I seen that image, even when I seen the thumbnail of it before clicking onto it, I was just hooked. It's a beautiful shot.
It's almost like a painting. It's
isn't it?
Yeah, and
nice.
I've actually printed it on Epsom 21 gram kind of paper that it really does look like kind of a painting when I look at that. And in fact, some of my family who aren't really into photography, even my mum looked at that, she goes, "Oh, who did that painting?" And I thought, I'll take that.
Yeah, I've just taken up painting. That's a beautiful
Something I
shot.
would never do.
And as you look closer and closer to the church, and the trees, the detail, there's so much detail in that. As you look closer and closer to it, you can actually pick up intricate detail coming from the sides, little steps going up to the door there, etc. Surely nice.
And the person that we stayed with actually owns the land where that church is. So she sort of offered me the keys one day and said, "Go on, off you go." I was like, "Oh, thank you very much."
Yeah,
nice.
I love that. Lovely shot. Well done. There are stunning shots there, Louise. So the next participant we have would be let's see, we'll go for Steve next. So I was going to here and see what I've got from Steve. And the first one is Bentley in October. Oh, lovely. Oh, this is my kind of thing.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. That's actually shot. That's a pano, that is. It's pano. It's, I think, about a 5-shot pano. And that's my local woods. And I've got to be honest with you, that's the only local thing around me that I can shoot within 5 or 10-minute drive. And I go there quite often. And that's my favourite part of the woodland as well, to be honest with you. It seems to work all year round. And one of the things I think, reasons why it works is because it's in the middle of the wood, but it's quite open. So it lets the light in.
Yeah.
The light, everything's constantly changing. I was there the other week shooting the same area, and it looks so different. But yeah, that's a 5-shot pano of the local wood there, and that is actually going to go on my wall in the house.
Nice.
I'm
liking looking at of course, the bracken and everything, the dead bracken. You can't beat that when it, that type of, when it kind of dies down in the kind of October, well, not so much October, more like in November it happens, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
When it changes colour, and it just sets it on fire, the woodland. It just brings everything to the foreground.
That tree in the background, that tree right in the distance.
That's the one, yeah.
Just the one in the middle, yeah. Everything draws in towards that, yeah.
Yeah, gorgeous.
Yeah, there is so much interest in that picture. You can look all day.
I've actually got a couple up here around the area. There's so many little compositions you can pick out from that tree on the right-hand side that's sort of already turning autumn. That branch that's coming over, I've got some nice images of that. But when I stood back, I thought it is that tree in the distance that just draws your eyes straight through.
Yeah.
And I thought, the pano may work, and it seems that's my favourite of that morning anyway. So
that's beautiful, really nice. What time was that in the morning?
It'd be about half an hour after sunrise. I've got the fog again.
Pretty much the best time in it.
I've just managed to get out in the fog because it's local, and it's the only place I literally can go within 5 minutes and shoot. I've got the odd lone tree that I'll shoot, and I'll do projects with that. But that's which you might see an image in a minute.
That's. I mean, it's so important to know the local areas you go to.
Yeah, it's extremely important.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is one.
There we go. That's it. Yeah.
I've got such shot envy of this. Such shot envy.
It's beautiful.
This was. I think it was in March, but we had an unusual. I live in the Midlands, so we don't get a lot of snow. But when we do, I've been waiting for this shot for years because I've been shooting this lone tree all the seasons, and it's where I grew up as well, where I was born. So it's quite important to me. And it started to snow really heavy, and I thought I've got to get to my lone tree and try and get a shot. Not expecting a dog walker to come by.
That's right.
Yeah, but that's actually, I'm about 500 meters away from that, something like that.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
You know what it reminds me of is like a front cover of a book.
Yeah.
It's that simplicity of it.
Yeah.
It just looks so simple. I love it. Absolutely.
That's probably my favourite of last year, is that. Probably more for personal reasons as well, like I say, because it's where I live. You know, it's what I grew up. I went to the school that's next to the field. You know, it's there's a connection there. So, but that was forced through lockdown to shoot local. To be honest, that's where that's come from. So.
Well, guys, I mean, the images so far coming up, there's not been any bad ones. I mean, we're not going to actually say that, but if nothing really has come up, it's been average. They've all been bang brilliant. So I'm really enjoying this here. Putting this one up here of the home film. Oh yeah, I'm loving there's so much detail in this shot, isn't there?
Oh, what a morning that was! What a morning!
That's beautiful. And
that was a gamble. That was. It was a gamble that because I go out a lot local with Martin, because Martin lives 5 minutes away from me. So normally we chat the night before where we're going to go, and literally it is spur of the moment. We knew it was going to be really cold throughout the country, so it's a matter of how far do we want to travel, and we was umming and ahhing where to go. And I says, look, let's go home, Fen. It's flat. The chances are it's going to be really cold. You know, I think it was -6, something like that. And but when we got there, the hoarfrost was just amazing. And we don't know the location particularly well, but we've managed to walk to the right place, and it's just, as you can see, it were pure white everywhere,
and the light as well there.
And that's again, we left at, I don't know, it'd be 5 o'clock in the morning to get there, you know, 3/4 an hour before sunrise. Go walk through, try and find it and that's obviously just as the sun's coming up to the right hand side there. So,
beautiful image. Yeah, I love the light coming from the right hand side there as well.
Yeah,
really nice.
Yeah, well, what we've done is we've gone to the edges of the fen just to catch that light coming in, so it can just penetrate.
Yeah,
that's what we've done. So
yeah, beautiful. Just so stunning, and just going into this next one here, which is the lakes again here. Just put this up.
Yeah.
Well, that's lovely.
Yeah, isn't it? It's just Steve, your woodland is amazing. I love your woodland stuff. It's really nice.
You know, I don't class myself as a woodland photographer, but I'll look at all my images and they've all got trees in, or most of them have. But to be honest with you, it's more. I like the lone tree. I like a single tree. To be honest, I like that isolation of them and that. But this was just this was in Ginger's neck of the woods, wasn't it? And you couldn't go.
I couldn't make it that weekend.
You couldn't make it, yeah. But again, it actually predicted mist and fog. We didn't expect to be frozen as well. So that was a 4-hour drive. And we've gone up the day before. We booked into, because my van's broke at the minute. It's poorly.
Oh, right, okay.
So we booked into a youth hostel, which is fantastic. And we literally spent about 5 hours in there sleeping, get back up in the morning, and we ended up going to there. And it was just amazing. It was just one of them amazing mornings that we just dropped on. But we anticipated it happening, but normally that doesn't happen. But on this occasion, I've got to be honest with you, I've got about 5 or 6 that I could have just put 5 images up from that morning, because it was it was unbelievable.
This shot I think is sorry.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
This shot is roughly 2 weeks before I got that bleed tan image.
Right, okay.
The difference in
special times.
And I think the other image you sent you, the snow one, this is the same location of where Steve took this.
Yeah.
2 weeks after.
Yeah,
stunning.
Super location.
Well, I mean, what I was going to say there is just the tones. I love the light and the top there. I love the of course the play with the autumn leaves and the of course the ice, the snow, in this case the frost.
Well, I called it like autumn meeting winter or something along
the
that
greens
because
the image is amazing.
you've got the elements of both seasons meeting each other. That's
right.
It's good
crossover. Lovely muted colours in it as well. They're really nice. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, I could stare at that for a while. Actually, I really like that shot.
It is one of them images. I like an image that you can just keep looking at and looking at.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Have you actually printed this one off? Or you see it
on his shoulder behind him?
Oh yeah, so
yeah.
It's just one of these things. So so it is. It just doesn't strike me with the colours there. Looking at, of course, your shoulder there because it's so far away. But that's the importance of looking at a print close up in it. That is beautiful. It's over your shoulder. I can't believe it.
Come on, concentrate. Do you realise every week there'll be a different one up there?
Yeah.
Do it.
Here we go for pinball. This is a nice one here. A lovely play of long exposure there with that.
Yeah. Well, I think it was only about a 30-second exposure, to be honest.
Okay.
But what I like about this one is there's two places I've always wanted to go. One was OC Beach Huts and the other one was Pin Mill. So one week we travelled to the beach huts, done all that long exposure photography, that fine art stuff, whatever you want to call it. I love it. I absolutely love it because I love the processing, the editing, and all that.
Yeah.
And then after getting the bug for that, literally, and that again, that's a 4-hour journey for us, 3.5, 4-hour journey. So we done the OC, and then the week after, I thought, you know what, Martin's free, and me and Martin went down, and we had I mean, I love the images, but it's more the memory of the day, to be honest. We had a great day. And the reason why I picked this one is because it's slightly different to the norm. Everybody seems to go for the other boats, which I've got, and I love them images, but I just selected these groups, and I just think it seems to work, especially with that blue boat in the middle there. I just like that, really. So that's my favourite of that day.
Yeah. You can see that algae or like looks like
that's right. Yeah, and again, I've just dropped down the saturation a little bit to make it more a bit more grungy, a bit more moody sort of thing, rather than in your face. But I prefer. I'm not an over keen black and white, even though a lot of fine art people like the black and white. But I'd prefer to see a little bit of colour.
Yeah,
and that's just a personal preference. And like you say, the algae on the boat and the nice coloured blue boat and that. So I kept it as a colour. I've got a black and white as well.
And the blue boat also kind of matches the sky, if you know.
That's right. It just brings it all together, I think.
Brings the colours out in it. The blue boat brings the surrounding colours out.
Have you seen the name on the boat at the side of the blue one?
Polygaff, was it?
Dillygaff.
Dillygaff, yeah. Do
you know what it stands for?
No.
Does it look like I give a beep?
Oh,
there we go.
No.
Guys, you learn really great facts on this podcast, guys. This is great. I'm never going to look at that again. That's brilliant.
They'll forever remember that now, won't they?
Yeah, that's it. That's the name of the image now, isn't it?
Yeah, Dillygaff.
Oh yeah. Is that what you named? What have you named that image anyway?
Sorry.
What have you named the image?
I don't normally name my images, to be honest with you. Pin Mill.
Yeah. Something I think that takes the pressure off, doesn't it? It's like me. I spent.
Or if I do, I'll forget. So there's not better. The only one I have really named is my local tree one, which is the tree of the common, because it's in between two ones. That's it.
Nice. Okay. So we have got, of course, Dougie's media. It's going to go into here, and we're going to. Oh yeah, lovely Ben Lomond. And Lockhard. I've been to Lockhard a few times. Really lovely place. The Trossachs, not Trossachs.
In the Trossachs, yeah.
The Trossachs, I'm right.
That's the Trossachs, yeah. And it's this is. I mean, it was taken. I can't remember. Late afternoon in about maybe March or April, something like that. We had climbed up. It's the hill above Aberfoyle, and for the life of me, I can't remember what it's called. But you kind of.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think myself. It's not coming to me. Yeah.
Aye, but so you climb up that, and all the way up, you've got this kind of view across Aberfoyle towards the Campsies and whatnot, and that's a big kind of flat area with these hills in the distance, and it's like, well, I could take a picture of that, but it wouldn't be very good. You know, even on long lanes, it's just too far away.
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
come up and over the hill, and suddenly this opens up in front of you. You know,
Yeah, it's lovely.
and
It's,
it just goes bang. Take a picture of me. All right, okay.
Yeah.
So
Just screams it, doesn't it, with that snow capped.
it does,
yeah,
and
tips it
it's
off,
like
yeah.
the Lonely Mountain. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Sat
It's
there
got
on
the
its own. Yeah,
you got the the mixture of the cold and warm. Obviously
Yeah.
the foreground, nice warm tones there.
yeah.
Lovely clouds as well, just come to the top there and go across. So it's beautiful captured. Was that were you actually just do? Was it a panel you said you did it with that? Yeah.
That one isn't actually a pan. Actually, it might be two shots stuck together.
Right.
Just because I think I wanted a wee bit more on the right hand side, so I had another one I'd taken, one of the kind of test shots and whatnot. So I just kind of what do you call it?
Nice.
Stick them together, stitched them together, and it kind of worked. So kept it
Works
at
well.
that. Yeah.
Works well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really nice shot. Well, that's the first one. So it's a lovely one there. And we'll go to the next one, which will be the, of course, Bucking Ness lighthouse. I'm just going to up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
A bit of reflection there as well. We see there.
exactly. Yeah, it was a very, very windy day, so I was kind of lucky to get that. Now this one
Mhm.
is a pano, and I have to admit I was quite bad in a way, in that I don't know if you remember, it'd be maybe this time last year, maybe a wee bit later, maybe February. Kim Grant had a video where she was down at this place, Buckingham Lighthouse, which is up kind of Peterhead
Vaguely.
direction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
vaguely remember. I can't
Aye.
remember if I have, but yeah, vaguely
Aye.
remember something like that one.
And she was trying to take a shot across that rock pool of the lighthouse, but even at her widest angle, widest lens, she couldn't get it.
Right.
And I said to her, well, look, why don't you try doing a pano?
Mhm.
Yeah, because I mean, the lighthouse there isn't very far in front of you at all. You know.
Yeah, it does look quite close, that, yeah.
Yeah. So I said, why don't you try doing a pano? And she went, oh, I don't really do panos. So I was working up there. I found myself working up there a couple of weeks later, and I thought, right, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and I'm going to go up there and I'm going to do a pano.
Yeah, you got
So
that.
I took this, and I'd actually said to her, where is it exactly? Point me in the right direction. So,
Yeah.
and then I sent her the picture. She's like, that's all right, yeah.
That's I'm loving this part here, the foreground here as well. This part's a
Yeah.
little rock pool here.
But
Really
yeah,
nice
but it
character.
is. I mean, as a pano, I mean, you can see in the front, it is kind of a wee bit distorted because it's actually, I think it's something like 4 shots by 5 shots
Right, all right.
of a horizontal
Yeah, yeah.
pictures. You know, so it's just like this huge bunch of pictures all stitched together.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was quite pleased with that, even though I felt I was kind of saying to her, I'm a better picture taker than you. So yeah, it was quite bad that way, and so I should probably apologise to her for.
That's
for
all right.
that,
She's coming on. It's our next guest next week.
Perfect. Right.
Okay.
I'll show her
No,
it again when she does.
She is a really nice girl. I mean, we've interviewed her before. She's really quite it's quite down to earth actually. She's quite a nice lass. That's a nice shot there. That one there. And oh yeah, I'm looking for St Mary's Lighthouse. I've been there. I like this actually.
Yeah, I was quite pleased with this one as well.
Tones. I love the tones.
This is one. When I first started doing photography, which was about 10 years ago, I was working in Newcastle, and I lived for 2.5 years in a bed and breakfast in Whitley Bay. You know, kind of traveling down on the Monday and traveling back up again on the Friday. So I didn't have any car or anything, so I was kind of limited in what I could take pictures of. So I took a lot of pictures of this lighthouse while I was learning to take photographs. You know,
we had a caravan there, just not far from there.
Yeah, I know exactly this campsite you mean. Yeah.
And
did you go across to the lighthouse, Dougie?
Sorry.
Did you walk across to it?
Oh, I've been over to it many times. Yes.
Because all the seals bask behind it, don't they?
They do. Yes, and they bark at you if you get too close.
Yeah, I mean I'm sure Thomas Heaton's from that area as well.
He is. He's around the corner somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, a lovely shot.
But
I love it.
I was very, very pleased with this one. This was actually taken when would it be? About November, I think it was. I was down there. And I just happened to be down for the day, and I thought, right, I'll just nip along there for old time's sake. And so I went along, and there was really, really dark clouds in the background. It was just before the sun went down. There's no sunset, as you could probably tell, but the sun just burst through and illuminated the lighthouse like this, you know, with the reflection. And I thought, right, there's the shot. That'll do me.
Nice.
It must be 6-7 years since I've been there.
Yeah.
The last time I were there, I put my head round the corner to get a shot of the waves and got drenched.
Yeah, the last time I was there, I wasn't doing much photography actually at the time. It was back in 1998, I think it was. We had a caravan down that way, and I used to go down there just to reflect. Used to love looking across to St Mary's Lighthouse, cracking place, beautiful little place to go to. Remember the Briar Dean, the pub right across from there almost. It was a really nice place for a little pint of lager as well. I think it's one of these these bars, what do you call them? They're all over across the UK now. What do you call them? Wetherspoons, is it?
Oh, with the spoons, yeah.
Yeah, it's also Wetherspoons bar, I think now. So yeah, not going back there. Yeah, here's another panel. Stalker
panel,
Castle.
yes. Castle Stalker, yes.
Castle Stalker, that's it.
Or
Stalker Castle.
Castle Arg from Monty Python.
Yeah, that's the
Holy
one.
Grail, yeah.
Never
And again,
disappoints that shot, does it?
no, it never does.
Cracking.
No, it's
A beautiful reflection you got, Doug.
yeah. I was right down. I got down there, and it was a few weeks. It was not that long ago, maybe a month ago, when I took this. Start of December, I think it was. And I'd had a day of taking shots in Glencoe, and I've got some nice ones from there. But this is the best one from the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought I'll nip round there, just get the sunset. And the tide was right out, and the viewpoint. The viewpoint up at the Castle Restaurant Cafe, or Castle Restaurant Cafe, whatever it's called, Castle Stalker Cafe. That's closed. And I thought,
Is it?
well, shut. Don't know why. So I thought, right, I'll go down to the beach. So we're right down on the beach, and the tide was right out. So I way down there and walking along till I found a place where I would get this reflection of the castle, and just grabbed, I can't remember, 7 or 8 shot pano just right across, stuck the castle smack bang in the middle. So yeah. And it's a nice sunset as well, not too overpowering. So I was very, very pleased with that shot.
Yeah.
Is this the castle where it has the railway tracks going up?
That's right. Yeah,
it does.
It's like a wee carriage track, isn't it? That's the honeypot shot that everyone gets.
Yeah, I think everyone takes that shot because it's literally just in from the kind of entrance to the beach as well.
Yeah.
Right.
So
yeah, it's a lovely shot.
But no, there's a couple of 100 yards along the beach. So
yeah, it's nice. Is this
well done? Really nice, like that. Reflection stunning as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll just head off to the last one here, which is St Munnins windmill. I don't think I've been there actually.
You know?
Yeah. Just tell me more about this one, Doug.
Yeah, well, the windmill itself, I'll give you a bit of history because that's what I'm supposed to be knowledgeable about. It was because they had salt pans there, basically, for making salt.
This one here. Sorry.
And sorry, yeah. And they used the windmill to power the pumps for bringing the seawater in. So this is right down on the shore at St Munnins in Fife. And again, it's one of these shots. I've taken a lot of shots of the windmill kind of from further back, and they always disappoint. I've never managed to get a decent shot of that windmill from any angle. But then I got this one just one evening, was along there, right from the bottom of that staircase there. Just leading up the hill, and I'm really pleased with it,
It's got the coastal leading eye up to the actual mill itself. Nice
yeah,
as well.
Exactly, yeah. If I was going to change anything, I'd get rid of that life belt thing up the top. But apart from that,
you always get distractions. But then again, you're shooting it as it is, and that's what's the main thing, right?
That's basically it. Yeah.
What I like about the old stone in the lighthouse, that you can actually see the detail in the old masonry, etc. It's really nice.
Yeah,
that's another good shot. Some great shots, guys. This is something we could probably do quite a lot of. Actually, I'm quite liking it. Some of these images coming up are being really good. I think all of them have been good, actually. I've not seen any bad ones. So thanks for sharing them. Really appreciate that. And thanks for taking your time doing that as well. So, guys, this has become great images. Guys watching as well, I'm sure you enjoyed these. And, of course, if you want to look at any of these images and how they're made, you can check out the YouTube channels, which are actually just in this show. The channel itself, if you go into the links, every single of the YouTube videos that these guys present is down there, and you can click onto it and watch all the back footage. I'm sure you'll enjoy it, especially if you're learning photography. Getting to what you guys are going to be up to in the next few weeks. Anything in the cards in regards to what you've been up to, exciting or going to get up to? Any places you're going to be visiting or anything?
Like I say, I'm off to South Snowdonia tomorrow morning for a day shooting. We'll be back by tea time, so it's a long day, but it's one of them. But like I say, we've got this image in mind that we want to try and capture, and then we'll just float around after that. But after that, we've got a Facebook meetup because we me and you, Darren, we run Facebook groups as well, don't we?
Yeah, I've seen them.
For
Yeah.
sins. So we've got a meetup sometime.
Guys, can you tell what's the name of these groups? We can actually I'll put up on the screen for people to have a look at.
As mine's Thumbs Up Photography.
And mine's Photo Peeps.
That's right, Photo Peeps. Yeah, I can see I remember the icon you've got. You've got a little that's it. There we go.
There you go.
We can't ignore that. Yeah, so yeah, it's just nice to get it out to people watching. Of course, they can see these images up on the screen.
But we'll put them up. We'll put them up there,
and
we'll put them up, and just invite people if they want to come. They come. If they don't, they don't. And you meet different people every time. It's fantastic, to be honest. It's fantastic. Yeah. It's something I never ever dreamed of enjoying doing, to be honest with you, because part of my landscape when I first started was I want to be on my own, to get away from everybody.
That's like me.
The meetup is, the photography is second to the meetup because you do more chatting and more talking and all this stuff. You're going to miss all the images, but we still have a great time. So.
They're like mini camera clubs, aren't they?
Yeah, it's just it's just a nice meetup. There's no pressure to do anything. Just go and enjoy yourself, and that's what it's about,
Yeah.
So we meet up all over the country.
Great. It's certainly something definitely for people getting into photography as well.
It's good. Yeah,
it's like you start because when as photographers when we first start out. When I first started out, there's no YouTube or anything. That was vaguely started and I stopped, and I was just mainly at college and all that kind of thing, learning photography and going out by myself and using a film camera. But you never
grab a book that I learned my photography from.
All right, okay.
Some of you might remember these.
Camera yeah,
from the late 80s, 90s.
Yeah, my dad had one of these actually.
Yeah, all in weekly installments.
Yeah,
and that's how I learned my photography. I think there's 5 volumes of it.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no digital photography in there. It's all
a subscription, isn't it? So is it long lines of
all film and compositions, everything.
Yeah. So do you subscribe to something like that? Is it like a subscription?
Yeah, well, these weekly ones, what they do, how to build this, how to build that, and that. It was something like that many years ago.
How many issues were there?
Oh, I don't know, but there's 5 binders full.
Yeah.
There we go.
And it was complete, and there's
maybe about 200 or so.
Oh yeah, well and truly.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's really cool actually.
Anything and everything in there.
It's interesting how we all kind of started out. When you go back to the point where did it start? What was the influences? What was the gear we used? And we all started off in gear that we probably just won't even look at it now again. But we always have that love of the first camera we picked up. We can't dismiss that feeling you got when you look at the back of the camera. Sometimes not even looking at the back of the camera because it's film. You're looking for the viewfinder. Well, depending on the camera you've got, of course. But there's that kind of feeling when you get that looking at it. I've nailed that. Love it, and you never forget it. There's always that one picture. I'm going to ask, what's that one picture when you started that you really loved?
Mine was the family dog.
Okay.
She was called Ellie. She was just
nice.
Laid on the top of the steps, a long-haired brown collie. Mine's 57, but mainly collie. Sprawled out top of the steps, just with her head looking straight at me. And it was an old, I can't remember the model, but it was an old Practica.
Oh yeah.
Practica. And it had the light meter was like a dial you see on these old stereos. It was like one of them.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was it. That's what got me the bug.
What about yourself, Steve?
Other people's photos. Just like thinking, you know what? I'd just like to be there and have a go. That's the biggest inspiration for me is other people.
Right. Okay. Well, exactly. I mean, one of the things. It's like yourself. One of the things that you enjoy more is looking at other people's work, and it inspires you. And when you see that one person's, like Louise said earlier tonight, with Mr. Brightwell, you're talking about.
Brightwell, yeah.
Brightwell, yeah. It's just that kind of thing. It gets it's a catalyst, and it. People watching tonight, be watching this, it's recorded, so not tonight, but when it does come out, they will look at these images and they'll be inspired, I think, as well. So these are the things that help the photography community, and that's what some of this channel.
As long as they're inspired and they don't go, "Oh my God, I'm never going to be as good as that."
Yeah.
Give it all up now.
yeah, forget. I'm not going to try that again. That's just put me off. Nowhere near these guys, by the way.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
I think it's why I went down. I've done the YouTube just to basically say, look, I'm here. Come and try it. Come and try and shoot it. Come and
Exactly.
capture a shot. And that was just sharing that experience. It was nothing more than that. There's no. Well, I initially started YouTube with no intention of anybody else watching it. It really was to store my own personal videos, and it just developed from there. But the idea is just to, look, I'm going to these places. Come and try it. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I think
that.
you've nailed it, and that's what it is, because that's what we done when we first started in photography. We enjoyed people's work, and we kind of got onto that, and it inspired us in a way, kind of concept or form. But especially looking at your stuff. Yourself doing your woodland, etc. The story you actually put to your images, so obviously same as Darren and Doug and Louise. That journey will motivate that person. It's a catalyst. The YouTube's so important to help us to get workshops, but also so important to help the novice to learn. Because we never heard that when we were younger. We never had anything like that. So it's just it's a huge thing, and I think people really appreciate that.
The biggest thing I can get out of a workshop or even a video is just inspiring someone else to go and have a go.
Yeah, exactly.
It's better than what any image I can produce is inspiring someone else to go and get a better image or having a better day or a better experience. That's what it's about.
So I'm just going to cut in a little bit there, and we'll come back to that conversation. Louise has got to go, guys.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
We've really enjoyed having Louise on tonight, and guys, you'll see more of Louise.
Have a lovely week, and Steve, enjoy tomorrow.
I will do.
Have a nice week, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Pleasure.
See you later.
Bye.
Enjoy your evening. Take care, Louise. Thank you. So then it was 4. We'll finish off the last couple of questions I've got, and then if you guys are okay for time,
Yeah.
So one of the things as well you mentioned, going back to Steve there, regards to influences, etc. Well, things that inspire us in photography. Regards to your groups, you guys have got the Photo Peeps, and the other one is what's it again? Sorry,
Thumbs Up Photography.
Thumbs Up Photography. I should know that. It's just not coming to me just now. So so we'll get these up. We'll actually put them up on the screen for you guys to look at, and what we've talked about tonight, all these ingredients we've talked about, these pictures we put up on the screen, all adds to the photography. The euphoria, the whole thing, the enjoyment of it, meeting new people. But if you go to these groups, I'm sure you'll meet guys who pretty much want to meet the same wavelength as you, and people from novices to pros as well. So there's that interaction you'll get with Steve. And also
it's all about just getting out, enjoying the landscape, and taking the images what happened on the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. I class myself as a weekend warrior. I only have weekends to go out. So it's
Van Man, was it? Van Man? No, weekend warrior, right? Okay.
Yeah, you get dealt the weather you get. So if I go out, I don't actually go out specifically for the weather. It's to enjoy the outdoors and a location. And if you get the weather, you get the weather. If you don't, you know a place to go back to.
Yeah, it's hard lines. It's that kind of thing. If you're not in it, you can't win it. You've got to get it.
What I like about the Facebook groups is they are so positive. There's nothing negative, and it's thumbs up. It's a positive thing. That's what it's all about. The same with yours, isn't it, Ginger? It's so positive. You get no negativity. It's all support and positivity, and it's fantastic. I'm so, because I've sort of planned on doing it for a long while and never thought, first of all, have I got the time? And then, I didn't want it to be negative. And then I'm so glad I've done it. So glad. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, I like the name as well. Thumbs up.
Yeah,
It's pretty much says what is in the tin. It's what you give thumbs
Not
up.
only that is every time you watch a YouTube video, is give us a thumbs up. Well, it reminds you of my Facebook group.
Yeah,
It's genius.
yeah, big fun. Yeah, it's good. What I'll do, guys, you know something I forgot? I just forgot about something. What have I forgot?
What have you forgot?
Put my images up.
Oh, of course, yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
I was trying to get away with it, but I thought, when you
Who are you again?
exactly. Who you? What I'll do, it's just 4 images, and I'll try to make it quick, and we'll get away and do our thing. So where are we? Screen share. There we go. Back again, and there we go. So after seeing you guys' images, I've got a hard act to follow, so I'm going to give my best and see what I can do. Make this quite good. So here we go. Here's the first one. It's called Evening Light. So yeah, this one, guys, pretty much a straightforward shot. It's a portrait, 2 trees, and of course, it's not. I think it's a birch tree in the middle there. You can see right there. This shot I've shot twice, and one was in a mist, and one was pretty much in the evening, summer's light, and it's 2 oak trees. The one over there on the right hand side is damaged. With apparently that was there was a tree felling. It was actually a tree. It was actually just beside it, and the tree was felling. And what happens with the other tree falls on top of a tree, it scratches or it damages the other tree, and you can see that part with the bark there. It's went across it. So it was just actually almost inside it when the tree fell. It was a couple of years back.
It actually looks twisted, doesn't it?
It's very gnarly, isn't it?
Yeah.
And what I liked about this is mainly just the growth coming out of the side of the oak tree here. You see these new branches coming out there, really nice, and the light. But yeah, this was pretty much my local woodland. It's a place I go to. When I say a woodland, it's mainly a wild part that's just off the off Kirkliston. Dougie will know it. It's mainly just coming off before you come to Forfar Bridge. Actually, when you take if you come from Edinburgh, you go into Kirkliston, there's a slip road, and it's just pretty much between Farmers Land, it's called, I think it's called. So there's a place there. And you just jump out the car. There's just a little lay-by, and then you go across all these jaggy nettles and old fences, and you come to across this lovely little tranquil kind of woodland. It's all birch trees mainly, and it's on a side of a hill, but it's so interesting to shoot some of these trees there. And it's the kind of thing that you wouldn't actually go and visit if you didn't know about it. If it's one of these things you have to trip over to find it. But yeah, so I was quite happy to find this location.
How did you discover it out of interest?
Well, mainly Google Maps. I was kind of looking about and I was looking for woodland areas or places with lots of trees, as we kind of look from a kind of bird's eye view, as it were. And I've noticed a few bits dotted about. And there's this one bit I've been driving past to get to a place called Pepperwood. I don't know if you heard of Pepperwood before. And that's in between Pepperwood and the slip roads of coming from Kirkliston. And no one actually pulls over there, but there is a little kind of old lay-by there, which a lot of people just did fly tipping and things like that. So I hiked up this big hill, and as you get to the top, my suspicions were right when I seen it from the bird's eye view from the Google Maps. It was just this all covered in trees, and it was like oak trees, cherry nut trees. We had mainly a lot of mainly birch trees were pretty much the actual place was covered in birch trees. But you also had a lot of ash trees coming around the sides of the actual forest as well. So there's a lovely selection of different trees. And what I liked about it, it kind of seemed that no one was actually gone through there. There was no dog walkers or anything. So much so when I got to the top of the hill at 6 o'clock in the morning, my first visit to there was a fox just staring at me.
Oh, nice.
And ran away. So it's like, what are you doing here? It's like, so it's quite a small area, but in the area is a lot of interest. I would say in it anyway.
Yeah.
So I quite enjoyed going there. So that's where that was shot. This one here, which is called mainly Gnarly Limbs. Oh, sorry.
That's my cup of tea. That's like it's reaching out to you.
Yeah, exactly. That was in Cameo Estate, I think. Doug, do you know that place? Cameo Estate?
Camel, yeah,
Yep. So Cameo, of course, is it's not so much as wild as a place I went to. It's kind of a commercial woodland. It's an estate. Which has pretty much got a big, massive water cistern in the middle of the estate, and people photograph that place to death, that water cistern. With this here, this is pretty much it's off the beaten track. and there's a lot of woodland just at the back of it. And this tree was pretty much, it's like, you can see the trees falling. It's been sitting there for about a couple of years now. And there was one time, of course, this was pretty much about May, I think it was, and the woodland started, the canopy was getting closed through pretty much the summer months. And I've decided to come in here first thing in the morning, hoping it was mist. There was mist, but I couldn't catch it in the case that it was kind of descending. It was very thin line mist. And with this one here, the backlight was just draw my attention to this image. And what you see on the right hand side there, the bottom, the foreground's quite messy, but to the right hand side there's the part of the tree itself it's fallen over, or a remnant of another tree. Leads the eye into that, and that's I'll put into a square 1x1 crop, and pretty much that's why I got the shot. So yeah, it's quite a nice shot.
I like how you got the branches just disappearing out of each of the top corners.
Yeah, it's kind of leaving right
that works.
Corner,
yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, so that was that one, and the next one just mainly, pretty much it was in Develia Forest. This one, and it's called To Be Different, and it's mainly just almost like a fancy dress party when someone turns up, and everyone's like, never told me it was meant to be pine. So it's like a red. It's just like one's coming up. So I like this one, and I like the foreground as well with these two those are actual walls, old border sort of boundary walls from farmers, and they're covered in moss. So a bit of man-made stuff there as well. The Develia Forest, as Doug knows, is pretty much a large area of woods, and it's predominantly pretty much pine, the conifers, and mainly red pine wood, etc. But some of the stuff is some really interesting trees, like you see here. This one on the left-hand side here just grabbed my attention. I just love the limbs of the tree itself, looking at the color difference. And then I'm not sure what species this tree is. I suppose you guys can help me. But I do know a lot about trees, but this one I can't tell what species it is. It's definitely not oak, and it's definitely not an ash tree, but I've no idea what it is. And then in this woodland, there's a lot of saplings as well, as you can see here, a lot of young trees. It's pretty much a place that there's like kind of plantation going on, etc. as well during the process.
Yeah. When was that taken, Paul?
That was taken. Oh, where was that? That would be, I think that was February last year.
Last year, right?
Yeah, it was a nice
a lot of Develia Forest came down in some of these storms.
I've not been back.
If you drive past, because if you drive past it, there's a lot of trees down there, particularly around the car park. They've just all came down at once.
Yeah, there's a lot of like areas that's damaged in Develia itself, and you think you're right. It's pretty much the trees themselves are pretty much kind of younger trees. There's not many ancient trees there, so there's not very sturdy trees.
Probably find some dotted around. I mean, these commercial forestry, because they encourage them to grow quickly, the roots don't go down very far, so they fall over very easily. So
that's a good point. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So that quite enjoyed that one. The last one was the time I'd done that video I was telling you about when I first got into YouTube, and this one. It was mainly called Restraining the Beast, but that was the other.
Lean on me.
So if you see here, there's like a pine tree, and it's this old it looks like a beech tree on the left-hand side here. I thought it was oak, but it's definitely not oak. If you look at the actual trunk, it's actually quite smooth. So kind of a beech tree, I would say. And it's kind of almost like ripping the roots out of this pine here. It's grabbing it. And I just loved it. I just kind of took the shot, and I was getting filmed with this guy who was interested in woodland photography, and he wanted to do a little kind of 5-minute video. And it's on my YouTube, you'll see it, but he actually filmed it for me. And you say, well, can you find a composition so I can actually get you to mainly just to.
Is that the one where he sort of interviews you going through your competition?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, because that wasn't shot in the video though. That's when I went back.
Yeah.
Again, I took a side shot from it. But yeah, it's a nice little kind of shot there. It's unusual. It's kind of just grabs your attention.
Yeah,
I think in hindsight, I would love to get back there when it's misty and take that shot. Yeah. A bit further out maybe as well. Just to give that a bit more of a ethereal look. So yeah, that's my 4 images, guys. Pretty much not chosen in the way of my best ones, chosen in the way of just mainly because I like the aspect of the type of trees I've taken there. So yeah, And the idea of this podcast, what we're trying to do, is pretty much what we've done tonight. Just talk about pretty much the real part of photography. Is when you're starting out, we're not going to talk about any jargon or anything. Well, I suppose we could sometimes, but not too much of it. But that kind of thing, just actually, we all have to start somewhere in photography, and it's like just talking in layman's terms and just kind of candid responses from everyone, and really trying to get people to, emphasize and enjoy what we're saying and get involved. And as well, we'd like to see comments come up on the video. And of course, if you have any questions for these guys here, shoot a comment down there, and I'm sure I'll answer it, or they'll answer it, hopefully.
Yeah.
I'm the only person who checks it.
Yeah, we'll stick with it.
But yeah,
Paul
so
will do it, it's
we'll
not a
be
problem.
doing that. So, guys, thanks again for watching the podcast of Lenscast, or Landscape Lenscast retreat. It is a retreat, actually.
You want to start again, Paul?
Tonight.
It goes.
Just
doesn't
leave it all in.
I'm well known for making mistakes in podcasts, but that's what keeps entertainment. So, guys, thanks for watching. From Steve, from Dan, and from Doug, of course. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a good evening.
See you all later,
And
gents.
Guys.
Hey, guys.
Ladies.
Keep shooting. See you later, guys.